Welcome, people from literally all around the world. It's an exciting day to be here, kicking off this mastery class series, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to try and keep these to right around exactly 30 minutes each week. But first of all, just for kind of some background, this is going to be a 7-week series. So every week at this time, we'll be doing this webinar live, and it'll go for, like I said, about 30 minutes each week. There are 2 resources, and real quickly, Reese, if you could just mute your computer, that would be great. Um, we're just working out some audio between Reese and I, but thank you very much, Reese. Appreciate it. And there are 2 resources that you're going to want to have as we go through the next 7 weeks. Number one is there's a book called Go Pro by Eric Worre. I know many of you have it. If you don't, you're going to want to get it because we're going to really be diving into the 7 skills, and you're going to get a lot of background and great information from that book. You can get it at networkmarketingpro.com. You can get it in the iBooks, iTunes, or Amazon for your Kindle. But it's an amazing book. I've read it many, many times. It's really helped me in my business. The other book that I want you to have is Road to an Fuze Elite, which is a training book that I just completed. And if you do not have a copy of that, there's 2 ways you can get it. One is email me at jjmelling@gmail.com, and that email address will be on the screen, the last slide of this session, but jjmelling@gmail.com, and I'll email you a PDF free of charge. We're not trying to make money on this book, just want to get it into people's hands so that we can follow it and use it as a training tool. The other way, if you're digitally minded and you want it immediately on your iPhone or iPad, you can go to the iBook store. It's called Road to an Fuze Elite, and it is available on the iBooks store. It's about $5, and Apple takes some of that money to host it on the iBooks store, and whatever's left I will be donating to Viva Kids. So again, I'm not trying to make money off this book, but I do want you to use it. There's a way for you to get it for free or download it from iBooks, whichever you prefer. Now, I want to be one of the first to congratulate you on your decision to change your life. You've made a great decision aligning yourself with Xfuse, and things are going to be different for you and your family in the future because of your decision. Most people in the world today prefer the path of victimhood. They want their life to be different, but only if they can live as they have always lived without having to make any changes or get out of their comfort zone. And as long as they have the comfort of blaming somebody else for all of their life circumstances. So you have chosen to take control of your own future and own your own destiny. And I want you to know I'm very proud of you. I'm excited to work with you because you've chosen that path. Now, one thing I can assure you of is here at Xfuse, we have a proven system that will help you break the chains of victimhood and let you reach your goals, your dreams, and your potential in life. But one thing I can assure you is that if you are successful in Xfuse, it will be because of you. The opposite is also true. If you fail at Xfuse, it will be because of you. You see, over the next 7 weeks in this mastery class, we'll give you all of the tools that you need, and we'll train you in all of the skills that you need to be successful in your Xfuse business. But at the end of the day, your success or failure will depend on what you do with the tools and with the training. If you just go through and listen or go through and read it, there's nothing that will change in your life. If you actually take action and do the assignments, then you'll be able to build a large and profitable business. And at Xfuse, you will be paid exactly what you are worth to the marketplace. Now, for some of you, this is great news. And for some of you, it's terrible news. But for all of us, we have an equal playing field. And that's one of the things I love about our profession. You see, XFuse doesn't care if you're male, female, black, white, Jew, Christian, Muslim, American, Malaysian, Australian, Canadian, Mexican. They will pay you strictly based on your production. And they only care if you are effective in building a team and moving product. And you will be paid exactly in proportion to the production that you produce. Now, from me to you, you're a champion in my book just for being willing to move to the performance-based economy. It takes guts and it takes a little bit of discipline, and you're going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable. But what we're going to do in this mastery class is we're going to go through some assignments that will try and help you to just play games with your business and to have fun. I believe it's really, really important that you enjoy the process, and it's not all about, waking up and forcing yourself to do something you hate. It's about learning to love the journey and the process that we're all going to go through together. So my job in this process is to make sure that you get up to speed and gain a competency for your new profession. The good news is that to become a true professional in XFuse, you only need to learn and master 7+ skills. Just like our product 7+, we have 7 core skills that must be learned, and then the plus is the way that you're able to implement those skills into your life. Now, some of the skills may seem simple, but they take discipline, they take practice, and they take some commitment on your part to master. One of the challenges of our business is that it is so simple, people think they can just go wing it. And many find a level of success without ever really working on their skills. However, all of the true professionals that have mastered the 7 skills that we're going to be covering. Now, your income in your business will always adjust over time to your mastery of these 7 skills. Some of you may get a little luck and make more than you're really worth right out of the gate. And some of you may be underpaid for the skill level that you bring to the table for a short time. But over time, your income in XFuse is always going to adjust to the level of skill that you go out and build your business with. Now, my goal through this process over the next 7 weeks in this mastery class is for you to be able to work independent and of me and your sponsor as quickly as possible. And I'll hope you'll agree that this is a worthy goal. Because if you're going to have long-term success in your XFuse business, it's up to you, not your sponsor. Take your future into your own hands and look forward to the day that you can call your sponsor and thank them for introducing you to the amazing opportunity that is XFuse. And also be able to let them know that, hey, I no longer need you or will rely on you, but I look forward to working with you, not having your sponsor work for you. So that is my goal, and that's what we're going to accomplish for those of you that come and show up, and more importantly, actually do the assignments. You see, getting the information, learning about the skills isn't going to change your income or your business, but applying them, taking action will absolutely change your business and help you grow a large and profitable XFuse organization. So there's a couple background things before we really dive into the 7+ skills that we're going to focus on mastery. There are two key background components that you must have a handle on before we get going. And the first is you must develop a strong why for your business. Why are you becoming an XFuse professional? What do you want to accomplish with your XFuse business? I want you to think big. Think really, really big. Pretend you're a 5-year-old before Christmas time and you're dreaming of all the things that Santa Claus might bring to your house on that magical morning. What do you want your XFuse business to look like in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? What do you want to drive, to wear, to have? Where do you want to live? With whom do you want to associate and spend time? What type of vacations do you want to take? What causes do you want to contribute to? I really want you to take a half hour, get a pen and paper, really let your mind wander, and let all those dreams you packed away a long time ago come out onto that paper. You now have the vehicle with XFuse to make all those dreams come true. But you must have a dream to make it come true. If you don't know where you're headed, you'll probably end up somewhere else. I was in Australia and Reese had some books there. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. And, I thought, what an amazing title for a book. But so many people say, I want my life to be different. And you say, well, what do you want different? What would you like? And they say, I don't know, something different than what I have. Well, if you're just focused on something different, nothing's going to change for you. You've got to really be dialed in on what is it that you want. Now, I know dreaming and opening up that box of dreams that you tucked away long ago, that can be a little scary for some of us because we've had so many dreams crushed throughout our lives. But you must be willing to dust those old dreams off and run for them if you want to achieve them. So, in the first chapter of the book, at the end of the first chapter of Road to Elite, there's a series of questions, about 15 questions. After you get 3 dreams, like let's say you want to take a trip to Europe, or you want to buy a new truck, or you want to, pay for your children's college. When you identify 3 things that are really motivating to you, then I want you to go to the end of chapter 1, and in there you're going to find 15 questions to answer about that particular dream. And these questions I actually got from Shannon Whiting, a distributor in our group in Utah here in the United States. But they will help you further define your dream and your why, and more importantly, really get to the root of why do you want that in your life? Because it's not just about the trip to Europe. It's not just about getting that brand new truck. If you ask yourself the question, let's say you want a truck, and you say, well, what will owning that truck give you that's more important than the truck itself? And then you really start to dive into what's the emotional attachment, and you think, well, geez, I've always wanted it. It would mean I was achieving my goals. Well, if you achieve your goals, what does that really mean, or what will that give you that's even more important than achieving the goal? And then you come up with, well, geez, I'd really feel like my life had significance and purpose. And when you get down to that emotional tie, then you can look at that image of the truck and it means so much more to you than just driving a new vehicle could. So this will help you create a why that'll make you cry. And you're going to hear that a lot in our profession. If you hang around with network marketers, you're going to hear that over and over again. You've got to have a why that'll make you cry. Now, for most of us, if we just look at the image of a truck, that's not going to make us cry. We could look at it all day long and it's not going to break you down to tears. But if you really understand that what that truck in your driveway means is that your life is significant, that it has purpose, that it raises your self-esteem, all of a sudden that image of that truck can pull on your heartstrings and give you the emotional fortitude to go out and do things that you may be afraid of. So step number 1, really define and get a why. Step number 2, you must have a written names list of at least 200 names. Now, I know, you already have them all in your smartphone or in your computer or in your head. That doesn't count. You must write down a names list of people to contact about XFuse for the opportunity or the product. Now, you can't prejudge anybody. Just because they're on your list does not mean you have to contact them. But having that list will do things subconsciously, psychologically. It will give you a power that I can't explain, and no one can unless you just go make the list. In this profession, your real inventory is your names list. If you do not have a written out names list, you will not build the business that you dream of. It will not happen. So I am begging you for your future, not for mine because I have my future, but for your future, take the time to go through a memory jogger and get your names list as big as possible. 200 names, that's absolute minimum. The bigger it is, the better for you and the bigger your business will grow. Now, if you don't have a memory jogger, my good friend and Senior Vice President of Sales in our company, Paul Morris, actually emailed me one that he's used for years shortly before this webinar. That's probably one of the best I've ever seen. So again, the last slide is going to be in my email address. If you send me an email and say, I want the book, I want the memory jogger, I will forward a copy of both of those to you. But again, this will take probably 30 minutes to fill out, and you'll have 200 names captured on your names list. You don't need to worry about email addresses, or phone numbers for the time being. Just get the names on paper. This is the simplest thing in our business for you to do. Yet only a small percentage of people in our profession ever take the time to actually do it. And guess what? All of the big income earners I have ever met in our profession teach this as the first step to success. So if all of the big earners teach it, there must be a reason. And I'll give you a little secret. That reason is that it actually works. For the first 3 years in my ex-Fuze career, I didn't do this one simple thing. And when I actually was frustrated and tired and not getting duplication and almost in tears one night because I wanted it so bad and I didn't know what to do, it all started when I said, I'm going to be coachable, I'm going to be teachable, I'm going to do the simple basics that I've never been willing to do up to this point. And I believe that me making my names list of 200 people is the single thing that allowed me to start seeing success in my ex-Fuze business. Now, I didn't go contact all those people, and I don't want you to go contact all of them either. There may be some people on that list that after we go through these 7 skills, you'll realize, wow, I don't even want that person in my business. But having them on the list still gives you power. So make sure you make your names list. Define your why, make your names list. Those are the 2 background things that are really going to help you get going. And here's the reason why. If you look at the screen there, you have this big circle that says where the magic happens. That circle represents your dream life. Okay, everything you've dreamed about, all the things you want to be, do, or have are in that magical circle. And it already exists. All the physical things that you can dream of, that you want, already exist here on planet Earth. All you have to do to start experience them is take that little circle that says your comfort zone and start having the little circle overlap the big circle. Neil Donald Walsh says life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Okay, so we all live in a bubble of what we're comfortable doing. Okay, and your world as it exists today, it may be wonderful and happy, and I hope it is for all of you. For many of us, it may be wanting. There may be some things we want to be, do, and have that aren't in our reality. They're not part of our world today. Well, in order to be, do, or have any of those things, all we have to do is expand our comfort zone, to break down a few fears, to take action in an area that maybe we're not 100% confident or comfortable with. But as we start to expand that comfort zone over our dream life reality, all of a sudden we start to be, do, and have some of those things. And the more that your fears go down and you get comfortable doing things that you're uncomfortable doing today, the more of your dreams you'll start to realize in your life. And the more dreams that come to you, the more faith you'll have, the more belief you'll have, and the more you'll be willing to be a little bit more uncomfortable. So In our profession, there is no other business on the planet Earth like the business that you have just joined. Our profession is not perfect. We live in an imperfect world, but it is definitely better than any alternative that exists today. And I just want to give you some quick statistics. How big is the direct selling industry that we're involved in here in XFuse? If you look at total global sales, if you think of the music industry, you think, wow, that's a big business. People all around the world listen to music and buy albums and download songs from iTunes. Huge business. Well, that's a $16.5 billion a year business. The video game industry has been growing at epic proportions. You know, you see it all over the news. It's 67 billion. The movie industry, how many of us haven't watched at least one movie over the past year? It's something we all do. People all around the world watch movies, and that's only an $80 billion a year industry. Well, the direct sales industry last year did over $167 billion in sales. That's bigger than the movie, the video game, and the music industry all combined. Okay, so we are in the greatest profession. It's expanding and growing at an exponential rate on a global basis. So we have the right vehicle. And I will tell you, I believe XFuse with our products, our comp plan, our mission with Viva Kids, everything about our company positions us of being the next billion-dollar company inside of that huge growing direct sales industry. So the first skill we're going to learn today and focus on is how do we find people? How do you find people to share XFuse with? Now, the good news here is that most people are not hiding under rocks. You don't have to go digging to find them. In your XFuse business, people are like golden nuggets, and you will have to do a little bit of panning to find the key people for you to build a team with. That being said, if you have ever been panning for real gold, and as a short note, if you haven't, that is something to put on your dream list that we were talking about earlier. It's a lot of fun to try it one day. But if you've ever done it, you know that you have to go through a lot of sand, rocks, gravel, water to find just a few flakes of the good stuff. You might go through hundreds of pounds of raw material in a day just to get 1 ounce of gold if you're lucky. But that 1 ounce of gold today is worth about $1,400. Now, I think most of us could agree $1,400 a day is a pretty great daily wage. Well, guess what? XFuse is very similar to panning for gold. You might have to go through a few people to find that happy customer or distributor. But remember, if you can find just 7 happy, excited distributors, you could earn over $1 million a year of long-term, reliable, residual income. Not a bad wage for learning to master the 7 skills that we're going to go through. And the gateway skill is the skill of finding people that we're covering this week. Now, the great news is that if you learn these skills, you're not going to be panning for people in raw material or streams that don't have any gold in it. You see, there is gold hidden in every human being on planet Earth. There is good in every person on planet Earth. Every person was created with goals, dreams, and ambitions for life. All you have to do is learn how to approach people in a way that connects you to their goals, dreams, and ambitions. And then turn around and assist them in achieving those. Now, this will take some practice and some skill development, but you can go to that river that with 100% confidence that there is gold. Every person you interact with and talk to on a daily basis has potential for greatness. They have dreams. They have ambitions. Some of them are hidden in deep, dark corners, but they're there. Okay, so our goal, the first thing we need to get really, really good at is finding people. So where do you go to find people to talk to? Okay, that very question in and of itself describes the first problem. right? You need to learn the skill of finding people right now, not talking to people. If I say to you, let's go find people, what most of you hear is let's go to the mall and prospect and tell people about Xfuse. And if that's your goal, you'll probably sit on the couch and watch another movie. Okay, because it's too much fear in that little goal for you to actually go out and take action and go out there and meet people. Your first goal is to realize how many people you meet on a daily basis. So for now, our only concern, our only goal is to meet people. I told you in the beginning, what we're going to try and do here is find a way to play games to get rid of your fears. So this week, I want you to play a game to see how many people you can go meet. Now, here are the rules of the game. You have to get a name. You have to get their name. Rule number 2, you're not allowed to say anything to them about Xfuse. Even if they appear to be a golden prospect and they walk up and say, hey, I was just diagnosed with diabetes and I'm looking for a great nutritional supplement. I want you to bite your tongue. I want you to get their name and get their number and walk off. Okay, because I want you to kill the fear of running out of people to talk to. I want you to kill forever in your business the fear of finding people. So all I want you to do this week is focus on how many people can I meet. Now, one of the great things about the world we're living in today is that most people are pretty friendly by default. Now, there are a few nasty, mean people out there. You know, there are about a dozen of them. But trust me, they're few, they're far between, but they do tend to move around a little bit. So like my friend Jim Rohn used to always say, there's only about a dozen mean, nasty people out there, but they do move around, so you're bound to bump into one here and there. But if you walk up to a total stranger with a smile on your face and an outstretched hand and simply say, hi, I'm Joe, guess what happens? Usually the reply is exactly what you see on your screen. 90% of the time, the person sticks out their hand, shakes your hand, and says, hi, I'm Sally. And your goal at this point is to simply say, nice to meet you, and walk away. And as soon as you turn your back, pull out your little names journal. I carry around a 3x5 small notebook that fits in my pocket. Many of you have seen me with it. And when I meet someone, I pull it out, I write their name down. So I was in Australia last week. I went to church with Reese and Carolyn. And at their church, I had the opportunity to meet 5 or 6 people in the lobby. You know, a church is a great place to meet people and just say hello and get their name. So I went down and sat in my chair, and I was over there in my journal writing down the names of the people that I just met. And Carolyn started laughing and tapped me on the shoulder. She said, I can't believe you're doing that, you know. But if you'll develop this habit of just actually writing down the names of everybody you meet, you'll have a growing, ever expanding names list at all times. And the fear of who do I talk to, or what if I run out of people to talk to, will forever disappear from your subconscious. You see, the real game here isn't to get you to face the fears you're consciously aware of. Those are easy. The fears that are hard, that are holding you back, are the ones you're not even aware are going on in your subconscious mind. So I want to challenge you to play a game. Okay, your game is this. Go out into the world, dedicate some time, and I want you to commit. After you've got your names list of 200 people, I want you to dedicate a couple hours and go to a church or a chamber of commerce function or a shopping mall and walk into stores. And when the salespeople walk up and say, hi, can I help you? Put your hand out and say, hi, my name's Joe. What's your name? Shake their hand, get their name, turn around, add it in your journal, and walk away. And I want to challenge you to take one day out of your life and go out and meet 250 people. Add 250 names to your journal. Now, I know some of you are laughing. Many of you are saying, Joe's crazy. That'll never happen. It'll never work. But I went out in Boise, Idaho in a shopping mall and I added 250 names to my journal in my names list, never talked to a single person about XFuse at all. It took me 3 hours and 43 minutes. Okay, 3 hours and 43 minutes. For those of you in the class, okay, if you'll commit to even just do 100, because let me show you, prove to you that this works. Go out in a single day, block out the time and go meet 100 people, add them to your names list. If you will email me a copy of your names list, take a picture on your phone or whatever, send me your names list and your experience, how it went, what you experienced in writing. I will send you a special Finding Ninja gift and you'll be an inductee into the elite group of people that are finding ninjas in XFuse. Now keep in mind your rules. You can't talk to them about XFuse. You have to get their name. Now if you can capture their phone number or email address, that's even better. That's fantastic. Go ahead and do it. But the real key here, get the name, get them in your book. So this week, we've got a few assignments. Number one, identify your why and take 2 or 3 of the items on your why. Go through those 15 questions and really develop a why that makes you cry. Number 2, get your names list of a minimum of 200 people. Some of you already have those 2 items. If you don't, now's the time. If you've been in XFuse for 5 years or 6 years or 1 day, now's the time. Today's the day. Define your why. Get 200 people on your names list. Number 3, commit from this day going on forever. You're going to add 2 people a day. You're going to meet 2 people a day. If you go to a gas station, don't put your credit card in the little thing. Pump your gas, go inside, meet the cashier. When you give him your credit card to pay for your gas, put your hand across the counter, say, "Hi, I'm Joe. What's your name?" Meet people. Just get in the habit of meeting a minimum of 2 people a day. If you develop that daily discipline, I promise your entire life in XFuse will change. And then number 4, dedicate some time. And I'm going to encourage you to go get 250 names in a single day. If you say, well, 3 hours and 43 minutes is, I don't have that much time. I just have 1 hour or 2 hours. Great. You can meet 100 people an hour in a shopping mall. Easy. Just walking in and out of stores. The people are going to walk up to you and ask if they can help you. So stick out your hand, say, "Hi, my name's Joe. What's your name?" Turn around, write their name in your book, and just move on. Get in the habit of simply finding people. That's the first step. Now, the major question to ask yourself on the job, or in this case, in your business, is not, what am I getting here? The major question to ask yourself is, what am I becoming here? What you become is way more valuable than what you get. And I will tell you, the person you will become, if you learn how to be friendly and meet people and find people, your life will be blessed and changed in so many ways that are far, far more important than the business you will build here at XFuse. The income will be great. You know, changing lives with our product will be great. But the person of influence that you will become in your community, in your city, is much, much more powerful than anything you're going to get by committing and doing these exercises. So there on the screen at the bottom, you see my email address, jjmailing@gmail.com. Please, if you do not have a copy of my book and you need a names jogger, send me that email. I'll get them out to you today. And if you go out and you become a finding ninja by meeting at least 100 people in a day, send me a picture of your names list with a quick bio on what it did for you and your business. I'll send you a special gift, and we will be in the future having some special recognition and special events just for the Finding Ninja group. So you want to join that exclusive club. And with that, I just want to have Reese open the lines because we had a couple there in Australia that have been going through this 7-week program. They've been implementing the assignments that we're going to be going through over the next 7 weeks in their business. And over the last 8 weeks, they've seen some really exciting things happen. So Matt and Myra, will you please just give a quick testimonial for everybody and we'll be done with the webinar, folks. And oh, there we go. You're unmuted.
Hi, Joe. We're really excited about our first mastery class. Everybody say hello. Hi. Woo! We're all excited about it. And what we have found as a couple, Matt and I, is we've been building the business by doing these 7 steps and going through with you on a weekly basis has really helped our business to grow. Not only has it helped our business to grow, but personally, ourselves have actually grown to become a better person. We've learned so much more, and it's given us a lot more confidence, but most importantly, belief that this will actually work. If we're prepared to put the work behind it, that action we're talking about. And, you know, deciphering our why has really been a huge changer for us in building the business. We really got down to the reasons why we are building this business. And we have seen so many changes in ourselves. And for those people in our organization, we've seen a shift and a change for the better because they've also recognized the reason why they're doing this, the reason why they're going to get up and get off their couches and go out and do some uncomfortable things. Today, at our mastery class, there are people that caught a train to come here, got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to catch a train to ensure we're going to get the benefits of this business and the mastery class and the webinars so that they can move on and achieve those goals and hopes, dreams and desires that they have. And so it's been fantastic. We've seen great things happening, and we know that great things are going to come for every single person who wants to put their time and effort into.
What I've enjoyed is that, you know, if you want to build a successful consumer network, it's all about duplication. And there's nothing better than the 7 skills. Because if you want to duplicate your efforts, then by being able to duplicate your efforts by sharing the 7 skills, you're going to have a really strong consumer network. And you're right, Joe. I mean, doing 2 names a day has really taught me that it isn't that hard. We just have to expand our mind and open our hearts to the 7 skills.
Awesome. Well, Matt, we lost you right at the end there, but I just want to tell everybody, I want to thank you, Matt and Myra, so much for sharing what's happened in your business. Love those tips, and I love what you said, Matt, about it really is easy. It wasn't always easy, though. I remember some of our early discussions. You thought 2 a day would be hard. Now you and Myra, I know, are getting 4 or 5 a day each of people that you're meeting, adding to your list. And it's all awareness. We all meet people every day. It's just a matter of becoming aware. Wow, I met that person. They need to go on my list. Now, I just want to leave you with this. This journey will not always be fun. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it for those of you that stick it out and become skilled professionals. You will have the opportunity to have money and time freedom to work when, where, and how you would like to. You'll be able to travel to all the places you've ever dreamed of, to drive the cars you want to drive, to live in the houses you want to live in, to spend time with those that you love, and to donate time, money, and energy to the causes that you care most about in life. I want to thank you for taking control of your destiny. Every time another person leaves the world of victimhood behind, our mission and our cause gets bigger and it gets stronger. I want you to know, for everybody on this call tonight, I believe in you. I'm proud to have you on your team, on our team, and I'm excited for the journey ahead of us. So with that, we went a little long this week because we had to cover some background and the first skill. I look forward to the next 6 weeks. We're going to cover 7+ skills. The first one's finding people. Go master it and join that elite Finding Ninja Club. I look forward to hearing your stories in the future. So with that, Reese, thank you so much, and we'll see everybody next week.